All right, next up we're gonna do pants. So with pants you should have cut 4 different ones, and what we're going to do is sew them together. We're gonna sew them together here and here. Actually, yeah, we'll just sew them together on the crotch first, on both sides. Actually, the crotch and the butt, and then we'll do the legs together. So first thing I'll do is just the middle section here. I can pin it or I can just go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. If it seems to start to slide off, just move it a little bit. Make sure you back stitch it. Alright, and that's like, say, the front. And we'll call this the back. Now, if you want to be really matchy-matchy with the way that your pattern matches up, you can pay closer attention to that when you're cutting. So you can just lay them out like this and say, oh, that's not really matching so well, and then, you know, match up your fabric a little bit better. But now I'm going to do the same thing again here and here, and then I'm just going to sew. Then I'm going to sew the sides together, and then the waist is a little trickier. Okay, so I backstitch the top and the bottom here. And now what I'm going to do is sew them together, sides, middle, sides. Okay, so this you might want to pin. Probably should pin because it's a little bit longer. You don't want it to slip and slide. I'm not going to pin just for sake of doing this quickly for you. Oh, gotta make sure your thread is coming out of the presser foot out the back. All right, that's one side. I'll do the same thing on the other side over here, and then I'll sew the middle. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do is basically go down, up, and around. All right, so I'm going to go this way. I feel like that makes the most sense. Okay, now when you get to the end here, you can stop there or just pivot. Personally, I'm just going to pivot. Backstitch so it doesn't come apart. Okay, trim all your pieces, turn them right side out. Still have to do a waistband. That's pretty simple. I would help you with that. That would just be doing like a basics, like really loose stitch. I'll show you what that looks like next. Okay, so we're turning these right side out. If they seem way too big, that's why you can then make them smaller this way. And so I'm turning it down, and I'm going to do a simple stitch, a really loose stitch, by bringing my middle, this is the stitch length here, so you want to bring that all the way up to 5. And what you're going to do is not back stitch here, but you're basically going to sew around, preferably in a matching thread so it's not so obvious. But I'm not back stitching and I'm not catching, I'm just going around the waistband, making sure that I'm not sewing through multiple layers, but just the 2 pieces that I have folded. Probably should have pinned that, but I'm just kind of holding it as I go. Okay, no back stitching. Keeping it nice and long. And then what you do here is you just pull the fabric over. So you're basically making a ruffle. Now this is a little hard to do with the super thick fabric that I used. Easier to do with a much thinner one, but it will work out. I just have to kind of move it around. And so the idea is that it's giving it a little bit of an elasticy waistband effect. I can pull from one side and the other, so I can do the same thing over here and get that same gathered effect happening. There it goes. And I just do that until I get it to go all the way around. For our purposes today, I'm gonna just leave it as is, but you can see it's pretty straightforward and it'll bring the fabric together. Cute.